Greetings, ladies and intelligence, and welcome to this latest edition of Re-TFOS, where I take old stories I've narrated and update into modern audio standards. This particular story is called Breaking Point, written by TheAntiSnipe. Grok had known his team for a long time. They'd run more assault missions than any squad in the Empire's forces, and that made them the Spec Ops team of choice for the opening act of the assault on New Terra. Though nobody knew it would go sideways as fast as it did. Their job had been simple: cut off escape routes for all the remaining Marines on the colony that had only recently been evacuated. The Torniks were known for their proficiency as battle amongst the Empire, and they were honorable and level-headed as they were violent, a deadly combination. A surrender would be met with the same treatment as they would give a fellow comrade in arms. They weren't monsters, incapable of reason, unlike some species, which was the main reason they formed the backbone of the Empire's Special Operations Forces. The Terrans had withstood attacks from their infantry for weeks, where most species would have fallen in days, if not hours, and their last stand had been heroic, even by Tornik standards. Men had sacrificed themselves for every inch of territory the Torniks claimed, men that had saved the lives of millions down the line. He'd lost most of the 24-man team to more guerrilla attacks, charges, and airstrikes than he could count. He'd fought tooth and nail for his campaign, because the Empire had his family, and this was his only chance at freedom for them. And for all of his efforts, he found himself here. He was standing on a hangar deck face to face with the Terran. Behind the Terran was a troop carrier ready for launch. He had 5 minutes before the carrier went FTL. Baiting his mission for the first time in his distinguished career of the Empire Spec Ops. An easy mission, all things considered. Draw a heavy plasma gun and destroy the carrier, getting all 80 troops within. Only the Terran that stood in front of him held a sniper rifle, a rifle that had just dislocated the Terran's shoulder, while simultaneously taking the scalp of Grok's heavy weapons specialist. The last person, save for him, that had been alive on his team. A rifle that was now empty, he knew, because 6 of his men had gone down to the same heavy gun. The Terran groaned, throwing away his rifle, while clutching his dislocated and mostly probably shattered shoulder. If only he could. He'd hefted his handgun again, the last weapon he had left with him, empty. He threw it away, mirroring the Terran, knowing full well that turning around for the heavy plasma gun would lead to a knife in his back. Falling ash from 1,000 fires surrounded them, beating almost like snow on his suit. All around him, the hangar was falling apart, dust falling and metal groaning, as continued artillery strikes impacted the reinforced concrete. He knew that none of them were making it out of this alive. The troop carrier was initiating the startup sequence now, 300 meters away. There was no way the Terrans could possibly make it in time. "I'd say I was sorry for your men, but that would be a lie for me, as I am right now," said the Terran over the whining of the falling shells. "I know what you feel, Sergeant," he began, looking at the soldier. "Sam, and you don't. My family died in the last evac ship your squad shot down, and my squad of privates were guarding the other perimeter this morning." Sam was curt and to the point. He didn't know the Terran's attitudes towards family or junior soldiers, but they were as alike as he thought. He'd be standing right there if he wasn't in Sam's shoes. That the lost evac ship was mistaken for a military transport and accidentally shot down, or that outer perimeter was only logical point for entry, would have made no difference to this man. The 2 men with nothing and everything to lose, standing resolutely, obstinately, at a spot that would be no more in a few moments. They both knew what was about to happen. The commander who had lost his squad and wanted to see his family again could not fail, and the man with nothing left to protect, save for one thing, could not either. Both of them had empty guns, and the Terran was barely even standing. Yet, an elegant blade, a long knife, metal rasped, as both the Tornik and the Terran drew their weapons of choice. Even Torniks would hesitate before trying to engage an opponent in such an insurmountable odds. As a Tornik, he was nearly twice the size of the Terran, and his suit was capable of giving him nearly 3 times the strength. "Surrender, Sam. I cannot fail my mission. You're barely standing. Your shoulder's broken. Your ribs are probably fractured. You've been fighting the void knows how many weeks. Surrender and let you destroy the last of what I have left? No. then immediate rejection. He was shocked. This man was brave enough that Grok, for the first time, faltered. Why? Why do they fight so obstinately? Why do you not surrender? Why can you not let this end here? He had so many questions, and no time to ask them. But the Terran understood all of them, and he spoke. You don't get it, do you? There comes a breaking point. The Terran moved. It was an insanely fast lunge with multiple openings, the charge of a man making his last stand, against insurmountable odds, against a foe he had no hope of defeating, the charge of a person running towards certain death, and one who didn't care anymore. And he roared, "Where a man cannot back down!" End of story. Story number 2. The Present Incursion, written by Hitchopottimus. President Mogani was awoken from an incredible dream of a harem of Modwas by an urgent rapping on the door of his bedroom. "Come in," he grumbled, swinging his body so all 4 of his feet could reach the ground. What was it? Another weather emergency? The blizzards have been plenty rough this year. "Sir, you have a call from the interstellar imaging. They've spotted something pretty concerning." "Great, another meteor that might hit us in 300 years, but probably won't. But they just wanted me to know," the president groused. "It's Maganda Eve. Don't those nerds have better things to do?" "Apparently not, sir. They also suggested you call the human ambassador. They wouldn't say why, though." "Well, that's got me a little curious. I'm going to head to Command Central. If you could have Nicholas wait for me in the main office. I should be with him shortly." "Yes, sir." "Anything else, sir?" "Nothing I can think of." "Very well." "Oh, and Chris, pleasant Mabenga."
"You too, sir."
The aide smiled. The president entered Command Central to find a group of analysts huddled around the central chamber. "This better be good," he barked.
"Yes, sir," said the apparent leader. "Pair L, pleased to meet you, sir. We spotted what appears to be a small craft coming towards our planet. Please tell me you didn't wake me because some spacer got lost and is headed our way. That's routine traffic control."
"The fact of there being a craft isn't the problem. It's the speed. This thing is coming in at, we are having trouble calculating how fast it's coming. Literally nothing should be able to go that fast. As a matter of fact, our standard instrumentation isn't even registering it."
"So how do you know it's there?"
"Whenever we create relations with a new species, we create quantum entanglement checkpoint sensors on the most common routes between their world and ours, so that we can see what is coming before traditional sensors would figure it out. This thing has been pinging the sensors with Earth since sundown."
"Earth? The humans don't even have brute force of FTL. They use skip drives to travel interstellar distances. What in Merindal is going on?"
"We don't know. The only reason we believe it's a craft is that we can get a rough sketch of the shape of the structure and see a figure that appears to be in the right dimensions to be human." At that moment, the tech on the left appeared agitated.
"But sir," she interjected, "if our imaging is right, the human figure isn't enclosed in a structure. It would be exposed to the vacuum of space. It can't be human. Sorry for interrupting, sir," she said, looking at the president. "Get through now, sir."
"How long do we have?" the president asked.
"At the present rate of speed, it should be hit Atmo in about an inclinto, approximately 1 Earth hour, sir."
"An inclinto? Are you telling me something left Earth and actually traveling all the points in between is going to reach us in 3 inclintos?"
"Yes, sir."
"I hope the humans have an explanation for this." The president exited and went across the hall to the main offices, signaling the human ambassador to come in with him from the waiting room. "Nick, what in the Mardenal is going on? There appears to be a small craft going at impossible speeds coming from your planet. I hope you can explain."
"Small craft? Our ships aren't capable of even decent speeds compared to most of the galactic community, much less impossible ones. You know that, unless, that son of a bitch. How long have y'all people known each other? 6 months? It usually takes him a full year to add a planet to his list."
"Him? Who is this him? You had better fill me in now," Nick sighed.
"Oh, sit down. It's kind of a long story."
"I don't have long. This thing is a danger, and I have to consider tactical options."
"You are perfectly safe. Your tactical options couldn't stop him anyway.
Mubinga Eve, huh? I really thought he'd use Raleigh."
"Stop beating around the bush and talk now. In the morning, your children are going to awake to an array of presents, toys, and the like. Now sit down and let me tell you the story of humanity's bizarre supernatural gift to the universe. Allow me to tell you the story of Santa Claus." End of story.
I'd greatly like to thank our Tier 5 channel members, Casper Arnholtz, John Creighton, Manatharia, 050, Dragzoon WRE, and Elijah Silvercross. Thank you very much.